Shalom, this is the brother Ataza Wamya from the GMS South Carolina camp. Alright, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Shemal Shai, double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to all the Akim out there in the truth. Shalom to the elect of Israel. Alright, this lesson is to further edify the brothers and help them to get a better understanding that that the Latinos and Native Americans, as well as the Negros, were enslaved and oppressed by the so-called white man, alright, and that the Latinos and Native Americans fit the curses in Deuteronomy chapter 28, alright, because you still got simple ass niggas out there, or just plain old demons that sold out, that's just pushing this, it's all about all the tribes were black, or all the tribes, the only people that's Israelites are Negros, or that you got to be a Afro-Latino or Afro-Native American. Alright, whatever the hell that is. Alright, but through this lesson, alright, I'm going to pull out this information that I found, alright, and then I'm going to go into the scriptures and prove, alright, showing that we are the children of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and that the Latinos and Native Americans were suffering slavery at the same time with you so-called Negroes, alright, and that we're brethren, and that we have one common enemy, alright, which is the devil, which is this leprous bastard named Esau, the so-called white man, alright. I'm going to prove it, alright. So here we go. This is from Wikipedia. It says Native Americans in the United States, Wikipedia. I'm going to put all these links under the video so you brothers can, you know, if you want to, you can go in and like read it, you know. Alright, but I'm just gonna pull out some key points. Alright, so you know, Lord willing, this lesson won't be that long. But I'm gonna pull out some key points and then I'm gonna link it up with the scriptures, and then I just, you know, if we go into words or whatever, it's just for edification. Alright, so let's get into it. Alright, so this is from the Wikipedia Free Encyclopedia. Alright, it says European enslavement. Alright, it says when Europeans arrived as colonists in North America, the Native Americans changed their practice of slavery dramatically. They found that British settlers, right, which were Edomites, especially those in the southern colonies, purchased or captured Native Americans to use as forced labor in cultivating tobacco, rice, and indigo. Alright, because most people, alright, they have the concept or have the belief that in the South, alright, this region of, you know, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, alright, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, alright, Tennessee, in the Southeast, alright, they believe, Louisiana, they believe it was just Negroes that was working on the plantations, alright, or that was suffering under the hands of the so-called white man in slavery. But we read right here, the Europeans, which were the so-called white man, alright, that they found that British settlers, especially those in the southern colonies, purchased or captured Native Americans to use as forced labor in cultivating tobacco, rice, and indigo. Alright, so they had them working. Alright, it says Native Americans began selling war captives to whites rather than integrating them into their own societies as they had done before. As the demand for labor in the West Indies, alright, which the West Indies, for you know those who don't know, let me open it up. The West Indies is talking about the Caribbean Isles. Alright, pull that out. Alright, and the way you get to the Caribbean Isles, if they was taking you from America, would be on ships. Alright, you know, for these simple Negroes, alright, Latinos and Native Americans, because Gad, alright, and Reuben was getting shipped over there to the Caribbean Isles for slavery. Alright, this is the Caribbean. Alright, let's get down to the point. It says these islands called the West Indies generally form island arches that delineate the eastern and northern edges of the Caribbean Sea. These islands are called the West Indies because when Christopher Columbus landed there in 1492, he believed that he had reached the west of the Indian southern subcontinent. All right, so they was taking Judah. They was taking Gad, which are you so-called North American Indians, and they was taking Reuben, are you so-called Seminole Indians. All right, and they was shipping you to work as slaves in the West Indies. All right, which is the Caribbean Isles. It says, as the demand for labor in the West Indies grew with the cultivation of sugarcane, Europeans, so-called white people, enslaved Native Americans for the 13 colonies, and some were exported, shipped. Exported means to be sent off, exported to the Sugar Islands. What is that? They was shipped, all right, to the Sugar Islands, which is a name that they placed on the West Indies because they grew sugar cane. All right. Accurate records of the numbers enslaved do not exist. All right. Scholars estimate tens of thousands of Native Americans may have been enslaved by Europeans. All right. So let me get that real quick. Let's go to it. All right. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28. All right. I'm start at 15. I'm hot down to 68. Alright, so that was some hard hitting facts right there. It says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command you this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Alright. Hop down. What's that, 45? Alright. It says, Deuteronomy 28:45. It says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they, verse 46, and they shall be upon thee for a sign. They shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Alright, so by these curses we be able to identify who are the children of Israel in these times. Alright, so let me go up. Alright, let's keep reading. Alright, let me jump down to 68. Alright, Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Alright, now that word Egypt, this is making reference to a parabolic state. Alright, it's not talking about the literal land of Egypt. Alright, let me pull up a map. Alright. Alright. Let's see if I can get a better map. Okay, Moses in the Exodus. I don't like this one. I just used the first one. Alright. Now here's a map. Now this area right here will be the land of Israel. This area. Alright. And this is the land of Egypt. Alright. So the children of Israel could literally walk into Egypt. Alright. So it's not talking about the physical land of Egypt. So what is it talking about? Alright. It's talking about it's symbolic, or it's parabolic, representing, all right, that they was gonna go into hardcore bondage, all right, as they did when you read the book of Exodus, all right, a similar bondage like that. All right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 6. It says, "I am the Lord thy power, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage." All right, let's look that word up, bondage. All right, in the blue letter, real quick. Help further break that down. All right, Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 6. All right. All right. The word right there for house of bondage. Alright, it's Strong's Hebrew 5650. Ibad. That's what it means, Ibad. Which means slave, the house of slave, house of servants, house of slave, servant, manservant, subjects. Alright. So it's a house of slavery. Alright. That's what Egypt represented. Alright. Alright. So let's go back. Alright. So it said that Lord, Deuteronomy 28:68, the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt, alright, slavery again, with ships. Alright, with ships. And how was they getting exported and imported? Alright, through ships. Alright, they didn't have planes back then. Alright, so let me go to Joel chapter 3. Alright, Joel chapter 3. I'll start at the top. Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, Judah representing you so-called Negros, West Indians, and Haitians. And Jerusalem representing you so-called Latinos and Native Americans. Alright, I will also gather all nations, alright, and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat, it means Yehoshaphat in the Hebrew, which means the Lord's judgment. Alright, in the valley of the Lord's judgment. Alright, and will plead with them there for my people and my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations. So how was they scattered? Alright, when they was being shipped all over the place in slavery, through ships, and parted my land. Alright, because the land of Israel got parted up by these other nations, and they have cast lots for my people. Alright, like the slave auction. Alright, when those people be bidden, they cast in lots. Alright, they did that. They cast lots for my people. Alright, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. That's right. And you do research on that. Alright, the Atlantic slave trade was big in rum. Alright, it was also a big on sex slavery. Alright, because a lot of these so-called white people, these other nations that were doing this, they showed you that in that movie Goodbye Uncle Tom. Alright, they had a scene where these Edomites was paying, alright, to have sex with little boys, alright, and to have sex with little girls, alright, and they made a lot of their profits off of slaves, rum, alright, and sugar cane, alright, and tobacco, that they might drink, alright. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Alright. Now Tyre and Zidon represent them Africans, alright, because you had Africans The real Africans, which you so-called Negroes are not Africans, alright?